Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. My name is Lucas. Hope you guys are doing great today. And I just woke up today with the idea of, just trying out some different things in Lovable, starting off with ChatGPT. And in ChatGPT, I was just, brainstorming a little bit. I asked it to view this prompting strategies doc that Lovable has in their docs.lovable.dev website. And it basically gives you like um, a good system to follow for prompting correctly, right? So I gave that to ChatGPT for it to kind of, have it as a knowledge base in this particular chat. And I want to create, several different types of apps that have to do with, UX design, helping you with your UX design processes, being like a type of UX assistant, right? And there were several good ideas. Like this one was a pretty good one, right? They're pretty general. They're not very, very specific in terms of the functionality, but so this first one is AI powered UX Audit Assistant. What it does, scans your designs. You can take some screenshots, for example, and it automatically detects usability issues. So, and it provides actionable recommendations for contrast, readability, spacing, and accessibility. So I was first starting off with a few ideations with ChatGPT and kind of finding something that might be interesting to build. And after I find these ideas, I kind of highlighted a few ones that I really like. I like this one with the audit assistant. I like the wireframe general and a few others. I like this one as well with the UX writing. So I kind of want to go one by one and see how this works, right? Let's just start with the first one. And now that we have these listed down as ideas from 1 to 10, what I can do is I can say, I can copy this and I can say perfect, based on the prompt documentation that I mentioned in the first message, can you generate a prompt to build this? Remember, I would say start off step by step, right? Start off step by step. Don't make the prompt too massive. So let's just go like that, because I've had experience with Lovable and with ChatGPT that ChatGPT generates a large prompt and it doesn't really do the job well in Lovable. I think you have to really go slowly. So create a simple web app that allows users to upload a screenshot. I'm going to take this away. I'm just going to do a screenshot for now. The app should analyze the UI for common usability issues such as contrast, readability, spacing, and accessibility. Display the audit's results in a structured format with clear issue description and basic improvements. This app should have a clean and minimal dashboard. Okay, we can try this. Again, we're going to remove this part. So this would be step 2, step 3, step 4. Okay, let's try it like that. I like this kind of idea of prompting. So we're going to close this. We don't need that documentation for now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add step 1, remove this, and hit enter. And if you're, building something and you see this type of idea, right? With this, let's say this first one that we're generating right now, you can actually go to a tool called like Excalidraw. I've used this tool a few times. Like this was for my video from yesterday, but you can basically draw different sections and kind of, be like input and then output, and then you can take a screenshot and add that to the actual prompt. And then the AI would actually understand your visual ideas a little bit better. But in this case, we're not doing that. We're just adding this prompt from ChatGPT. And it starts off generating some code. So some Tailwind styling. So Tailwind modifying for our color scheme. And I think it's very important to kind of try to understand what they're doing. I know that a lot of you are coming from a visual background, like I am. I'm not a coder. I wouldn't consider myself like a really good coder, but it's best to kind of start off by just trying to understand what it's doing. So index CSS, adding custom animations, creating our main interface under this one. So index.tsx is the main interface. Then we have an upload area for the screenshot upload, results panel for displaying analysis results, issue card for displaying individual issues. So we're starting to get an idea of how it's gonna be structured, right? And then we have, well, we got some error. So let's just see once it stops loading. So it's still loading, by the way. And then we can see analyzers for our analysis logic, for our type definitions. And then we can just go through the code, go all the way here. And I believe it's stopped generating. So let's just try again. So I have added the prompt again. And now it created something. It's called I'm excited to build UI Wisdom Scanner that will help users analyze screenshots or design URLs for usability issues. So let's create a clean, minimal application. Okay, for this UI Wisdom Scanner, I envision a beautiful, so this is talking about the design features, file upload. So if I click on this, you can see that it opens my files, URL input for Figma and Framer designs. Okay, so we can remove that because I forgot to take that away. And analysis of contrast, readability, clean results, dashboard, smooth transitions, clean typography. Okay, what's next? Refine and customize, tweak the design, master prompting. Okay, so let's just give it a try. I'm gonna go ahead and go to google.com and just take a screenshot of google.com. So I'm just gonna go like this. And put it into our little project. Let's just go like this, go to my recents, go to my screenshot. And okay, so we get something here. So analysis results, screenshot, that's the name. Overall 58, contrast 70. Can I select these? No. So spacing 40. And let's just read some of this stuff. So button contrast issue. Button text is difficult to read against button background. Is that not really? Increase contrast. Keyboard navigation issues. Ensure all interactive buttons are keyboard accessible. Interesting what it's saying. Inconsistent margins. Margins are inconsistent throughout the interface. I just want to test with another site maybe. Dense paragraphs. Text blocks are too dense with insufficient line height. I don't really see that. There's no paragraphs here. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on airbnb.com and try to take another screenshot just to see how this goes. Maybe they're just putting some standard outputs, right? So let's just click on this. Let's go to recents and click on this Airbnb UI and wait for that to process. And this has a better score, 93. So I guess it is using the real page. Let's go to like some ugly websites. So ugly, let's put ugly website design. And usually like the government websites suck. So let's see about that. Let's just get this so we can save this image as ugly website. Save and go back here and select this ugly website and let's see about that. If it gives it a high score, then this is, okay, it does have a higher score than Google, which is crazy, but yeah. So let's see what the next step is. So add product knowledge, set key context or custom instructions you want to include in every edit in this project. Activate our experimental chat mode to troubleshoot issues quickly. So, okay. All right, so what would be the next step that ChatGPT said? enhance the UX audit assistant by integrating AI to detect usability. Okay, let's do this. This might be a good second step. And enhance UX. And let's just put OpenAI API. So in this case, I would have to integrate some type of API, and so we can do something like just getting the OpenAI API key. So let's see about that. How long this is going to take. I notice you want to enhance the UX Audit Assistant however, this requires integrating with OpenAI's API, which is currently implemented in the app. Let me add this functionality for you, which isn't currently implemented in the app. So we would have to basically add our own API key from OpenAI. Okay, so now it has been enhanced with this AI-powered usability detection. So let's go ahead and try that out. Let's click on that ugly website again and see what it says. This should score like a 0. Oh, okay, now it's even better. And we have these things here, these low contrast text and header. So, okay, we have a few things here. Low contrast text and header. The light gray text on the white background has a contrast ratio of this. So let's just see this again. Let me see if there's a white text background. There isn't really a white text background. So I'm going to go ahead and go back and click on this Airbnb screenshot that I had from before and see how these results match. So it's basically the same score and it's giving me the same things, right? It says light gray. So I'm going to have to write that. All the scores are the same and all of the errors or the optimization suggestions are the same. I don't believe that the AI is actually analyzing this image. Would you need, or wouldn't you need, my API key from OpenAI to analyze these images? So it didn't ask me for my API key, so maybe that's kind of the reason why it's not really working and that everything is getting the same score now. Okay, so Lovable is using some type of mock API key. Uses a mocked analyze with AI function, right? That has a mock API key. So it says to properly analyze your images, you would need to provide your OpenAI key and connect to their Vision API. So would you like me to update the code to use a real OpenAI key? This way we can actually analyze your UI screenshots and provide genuine insights. And it's going to give me like some type of form. So I'm just going to say yes. So now Lovable has integrated this little section here in the beginning where it says enter your OpenAI key to enable real AI analysis for your designs. Your key remains in your browser and is never stored on our server. So that's great to know, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to OpenAI API, just going to search it like that. And we have this API platform over here. What you have to do is just log in to your API platform and look for your APIs. I believe it was, under dashboard. And under API keys over here. So after creating that new API key in OpenAI, I'm just going to paste this here. AI analysis will be used. Okay. And what we need is the following. We need to upload that image. So I'm just going to go here, click on this one from Airbnb. And it should open. Maybe not. Maybe there's some type of bug. Let's just try again. and it's not really working. Maybe, okay, now it works. So I was thinking of publishing, but now it seems to work. We do have this one description: the guest's favorite text on the white background has poor contrast. So the guest, interesting. I want to try and go ahead and add a link. So instead of a Figma or Framer URL, can it just be a normal web URL? That way I can link certain websites. So that would be cool, because this is just a screenshot and I didn't really understand the message. So let's just try ahead and go and do this with URLs, so we can just compare maybe with a screenshot with an actual website or landing page, whatever. So it's now updated this component. So what we can do is just click on Airbnb, go back to our little app, and add the URL here. Analyze URL. The OpenAI key was already added. So we have this. We don't have a visual thing here. So low contrast text in header. The light gray text. Okay, so I don't think that the AI is in this specific URL analyzer. I think it's only for the screenshots. So let me just try again and test. So you can test with this and it's the same. Yeah. So let's go and say the URL, the analyze from URL should contain the same function as the screenshot analysis, where a real API key, a real AI with my OpenAI key, OpenAI API key, can actually go through the site and analyze certain UX optimizations. And with, what's it called again? With, they said like Vision AI or something like that. They said something like this, but I can't really find it. Maybe it's more up here. I don't really think so. Anyways, let's just leave it at that. And click enter and see what the results are now. So now it's finished generating and it's actually moved this up here, which is pretty cool. So this can be like a secondary option. And we can add this analyze website, analyzing website UI. And it's still, okay, it's still doing that because it says to add the API key. So let's do that again. All right, so let me go ahead and add that API key over here. Boom. And let me add that link again and see if it works. Boom. And I want to keep this video like at around 30 minutes. I don't want to spend so much time. So I guess it's working now because it's still loading. And I remember when it worked with the screenshot one, it took a little bit with loading, maybe like 10 seconds or so. This is something that you'd have to kind of fix, if you want to use this for users, so that people don't freak out and think that it doesn't work. But anyways, let's just wait. Maybe we have to publish this. No. Okay, so it's giving me this score, and it's just giving me one issue, spacing 1. I don't understand how it gets that. To provide a comprehensive analysis, we would need to go through the visual elements and interactive components. So since I cannot directly access URLs or screens, it can provide a general Okay, so it's not really going through screens. It's using like ChatGPT. Isn't there a Vision AI with the Open AI API key? Please use that and not ChatGPT. So I think it was using like the chat function and not really. Let's update the code to use OpenAI Vision API. Okay, so that might help. Let's go ahead and see. If not, yeah, we'd have to continue for part 2 because this is, I don't want the video to be too long, but I want it to actually work at least, you know. With a screenshot, it could be, it probably is working. I mean, we can try ahead when this is done again just to analyze that, but it would be nice that at least we have something here that works. So let's first add this. We've already managed to fix this, at least it says. So it's added this Vision API, and let's add this one over here, and analyze website, and let's see if this works. Again, it might take some time to load. I would say maybe 15 seconds or so. It loads and it seems to be working. Here's how the site would generally be assured under the mentioned parameters. Increase the contrast by darkening and the placeholder text to meet the standards. Approximate location inside search and form inputs. So these are pretty, okay, we have like these bolding characters, and we need to kind of cut these into little pieces so that it works a little bit better. So we can go ahead and ask the AI to do that. So right now we only have one we only have one issue, and it has to do with contrast. And let me go back to ChatGPT and see what the third step is. Refine the UX Audit Assistant interface for clarity and ease of implement. A progress bar during analysis. A results summary with categorized. Okay, let's add this. And right now we only have one issue, and it has to do with contrast. One issue in the results. And let's do this and kind of wait for this to be generated. And so I got this error, this syntax error, and it's fixing it right now. So let's see how that goes once that's fixed. But I basically generated that prompt that I showed you before, right, from ChatGPT, and I'm trying to fix this right now. So let's see how this fix goes, how long it's going to take, and what it fixes. All right, so we're starting to get these errors, and what I want to do is I want to go back to my history and go, 2 steps before when it actually worked. And we can just review this. So yeah, it's this one. Let's just restore this version. And what we can do, so it's already restored, and we can go back to the chat and continue our, use Vision AI with API key. So we can continue with our journey like this. So let's go ahead and grab this and analyze the website. I probably have to add the API key. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it's mock. So we have to add that API key and go ahead and try again. So let's just replace that here and go like that. And then now what we can do is get this link and try again. And it's probably going to be the same as last time. I just want to, basically confirm this. So yeah, it's pretty much the same. So what we have to do is just try to break this text. And so contrast issues. And I want to see if we can find this in the code and look for this results card. So index, utils, hooks, components, result card. And what we can see, maybe there's like some type of, this is styling, get the category badge. This is some other types of styling. So we don't want the styling, we want to get the actual functionality. So this is OpenAI, analyze. So prompt analyze this UI design. Okay, so analyze this UI design for usability issues. Focus on, okay. So for each issue found, provide category. So we have probably something like that, approximate location. And the image, okay. So each result card should contain each of the 4 prompt categories that you gave to the OpenAI API. So each category card should be one of the 4 prompt categories that you gave. Okay. Please. Okay. So let's start off like this. Just a quick little, start off, right? So I'm starting again with this, with the new prompt, and I added my API key and the link. So let's see how this goes. Again, it's going to take some time. I already clicked on Analyze Website, but it's going to take some time for it to actually finish analyzing. So let's just see how this goes. No thanks. Okay, it still doesn't work, although we're getting more information. So, wait, with our view external websites. Please make it visible AI and not chat GPT. Please add multiple category cards. I think they're called result cards. Not just one. So this is just basic simple prompting. We don't really go so deep in the code right now. We just want to test the waters, right? So I've regenerated the prompt, and it says, as a UI UX expert, I can provide a detailed analysis of Airbnb's website's usability based on the criteria specified. So here's a breakdown. So contrast issue 1 category. Again, it didn't really create this category title. It just has contrast severity, medium title, insufficient text, contrast, and footer. Let's just, I don't think so. So we'd have to just add it again. But this time I just want to use an image here. So I'm going to add my API key again. And let's add the screenshot, select. And we have the same type of generic information here. I really like, this is a much better organization here, and I love this visual view, but the screenshot function should be working with the real API key, not mock data for results. So let's just wait for that. So it's a lot of, little fixes here and there. It would help a lot if you can actually understand the code and go a little bit deeper. But I think you also need a little bit more experience. Try every day an hour or 2 building with this tool and seeing what works. And also checking out the docs, not just giving it to ChatGPT, but understanding how to actually, write your prompts. So I've added the screenshot, or first the OpenAI key, now the screenshot. Let's just see how long it takes. This is going to be my final attempt. Let's click no thanks here. And we do have the screenshot, but not of the whole thing. So it's still kind of buggy, and it's still just giving me one result. So basically, the whole point of this now is just to kind of fix this and try to debug this, right? So again, I mean, what I can do is I can create a copy, a remix of this, leave it in the description below for you guys to kind of check out and use for yourself. But let's just see, low contrast and text. It's kind of like not really giving me the full score here. So spacing score 85 out of what, right? Eventually you can just try to find ways to, you know, fix these things. What does high mean, right? It would be nice to have like a visual scale of everything. So that would be kind of like the next type of goal with this,